Thank you for staying with us here on Open House on CNA938. Talk to us at 669-11938 or send us text messages or WhatsApp messages to 963-11938. We're now joined by Kevin Lim, who is Chief Agency Director with ERA Realty Network Private Limited. Kevin, thank you so much for making time.
Hey, hi, Susan Ning. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for joining us. Now, you're going to be talking about the topic, the new rich luxury home buying trend on the live webinar that will take place on Saturday, the 29th of May. So before you actually present the seminar, Kevin, we thought we would get some information from you on this particular topic, right? And let's start off by having you define what a luxury home is. What are the key qualities when you're talking about luxury homes?
I think other than the cost in Singapore per se should be 5 million above. I think about having a address in a prime location, having a renowned architect, iconic design, and importantly the luxury size, reputable developers, and most important, attentive to small details.
Attention to detail, that's very important, yes. Ning?
Definitely a lot about the kind of lifestyle that the future residents would be able to get out of the property. Now, we have seen a rising appetite for luxury homes recently, more and more demand for luxury properties. Now, what are the key reasons for this strong demand for luxury properties despite the pandemic that we're experiencing right now?
I think it's a global trend, lately, like US, Canada, Hong Kong, everywhere, the property prices are going up. But if you look at it, Singapore, for example, compared to Hong Kong, it's nowhere near their 23,000 per square foot compared to our highest ever achieved was like 6,000 plus back in 2021. Yep, and of course, I think because of the pandemic, that put us, Singapore, a little bit on the limelight because maybe we're just controlling the situation quite well. So there is actually quite a strong upside in the CCR lately. It's probably also because of the cooling measures, probably in the last 8 years, has already put things in place. So today, if you can pay ABSD, you're probably having very good holding power. And if you're not paying ABSD for Singaporean, you're probably a first-time buyer. So the speculators are all removed from the market.
Okay. So also Singapore is known to be the region's most sought after location for luxury properties. Kevin, talk to us about why this might be so.
I think it's not new that Singapore branding is always out there because political stable is like a safe haven for the high net worth to come to Singapore to live. And of course, I think we have a very good favorable tax rate, like corporate tax at 17%, personal tax at 22%. And importantly, we have got zero estate tax. And that's why you can see a lot of ultra high net worth are coming here to open their family office. And I think now we probably have about 400 odd offices in Singapore. And importantly, I think the holding cost of a property in Singapore is low. Because when you talk about holding costs, there is cost of buying, cost of selling, and in the middle, the cost of holding. And of course, most importantly, definitely our education system.
So, with this rising demand for luxury properties, Kevin, what type of buyers have you seen being attracted to these luxury properties?
Well, I think it's really like the movie Crazy Rich Asian. I mean, most of the buyers you can see on the news are always the Chinese. But that is definitely the majority. Yeah, they are buying up the luxury property. But you do see Cambodian. And of course, we all know the famous one, the Taiwanese 1-1 group. They bought the whole building of Eden Bay Court at 293 million. Yeah, and we do see people from US because probably there is under the free trade agreement, there is no ABSD under for citizens from USA. And of course, local Singaporean, maybe Gen 1 successful businessmen.
Safe to say, Kevin, that perhaps these luxury properties will attract not, a smaller group of people.
Yes, definitely a smaller group of people. Yeah.
But for Singaporeans who are planning to purchase luxury properties, have you seen any particular trend of the types of families or conglomerates who are buying into luxury properties?
If you look at the data recently for CCR, Core Central Region, you can see the amount of Singaporeans buying have increased. Now maybe we are at about 80% compared to about 55% 5 years ago. Definitely because now we are in the middle of the pandemic where foreigners are not traveling in, our airports are closed. Yep, no doubt they can buy offline. But you can see the Singaporean entering CCR has increased quite a lot.
Yeah, so the thing is, when we're looking at the smaller pool of buyers, you're also looking at perhaps a longer runway to sell the property.
Definitely.
And from what I read, though, and Ning has done some work on it, and the thing is that she also wanted to ask, if these actually make good investments.
If you ask about good investment, I think it is profit or money, because a good investment may be not just about money for the rich individual, but I think investment is always middle to long term, such as like stocks and shares. But I think for the high net worth, it's probably the catch against inflation for wealth preservation and not so much of wealth creation for them. As we know, the luxury properties are always limited in supply, and of course, Singapore dollars is stronghold. I mean, just for example, unlike Malaysia ringgit. Yeah. So for example, I hear you guys earlier on talking about the Nasim, the landed properties.
Yeah.
The one that was not the record, but the previous one, the $4,005. But
yes.
Do you know that actually the previous owner actually bought it in year 2000 for just 19.3 million.
Wow.
And it sold for 128.8 million.
Right.
If you buy by 21 years, that's 5.4 million profit a year.
Yeah, but I'm going to go back to the point that you made about investment in properties. It's not always about the money, and obviously, it's about wealth preservation, and you did say that. And for individuals who do go into the property market, the luxury property market, it's a whole different ballgame, isn't it? At the end of the day, also finances need to be looked at before anyone decides that this is something that they do want to go into, rather than just look at the final number, because many people have had to hold on to their property actually for quite a long time. So it is about staying power, holding power as well.
Definitely.
Okay. Kevin, we're going to look forward to your webinar, and your webinar takes place at 1:30 p.m. on Saturday, the 29th of May, yeah? Okay, so you're going to talk about the luxury home buying trend. So if you would like to listen more, this is just a teaser, if you'd like to listen more to Kevin sharing more about this particular topic, then you want to visit sps2021.99.co to sign up for the webinar that will be held on Saturday afternoon. And then you can also access 40 narrated virtual tours of some development showrooms, all the showrooms of the developments that we featured here on Open House for the past couple of weeks. Kevin, thank you very much for making time, and good luck with your webinar.
Yeah, see you guys later.
All right. So Kevin Lim, Chief Agency Director, ERA Realty Network Private Limited. And just a quick question for you, Ning, because we have to wrap in just a moment. What is the one webinar that you might be looking forward to today and tomorrow?
Well, for today, I am definitely looking forward to the reasons behind $1 million property transactions. So this is kind of in sync with the topic that we are talking about right now as well, right? Why do people buy and sell these $1 million properties, right? And for tomorrow or Sunday, the 30th of May, well, I have my panel discussion about owning multiple homes, whether it is a far-fetched dream or an achievable goal. So this is definitely something to look forward to.
And I hope that you will also get into a discussion about finances and being prudent about, and speculation and all that sort of thing. And that's something you really don't want to do, not at any time and not particularly now. Well, that's all the time that we have on Open House today. If you've missed an episode or you want to listen to the program again, podcasts are available on the Me Listen app, or you can visit www.melisten.sg and look for the podcast playlist Open House. I'm Susan Ng, together with Pei Fen Ning from 99.co. Thank you for joining us today, and have a wonderful weekend.